Hello everyone, welcome to the Artistry Collective's paper crafting event. I think I can see my chat. Sorry, I'm still getting used to these YouTube lives. I do love it though. So today we're all going to be working on paper crafting, and this is a journal I created quite some time ago. It was from a packaging box, and I decoupaged on the front cover here. So this is a beautiful napkin. Don't forget, you can definitely decoupage on paper crafting materials. So many people I talk to are like, oh, I didn't know you could decoupage onto paper. So this is a sticker that I've put on here on some book page. Got some wonderful pockets with index cards. This paper is Prima paper. I love Prima paper. Got some stitching on some of the pages here. Beautiful stickers. This is a sticker here too, and instead of stitching this, I've used my tiny attacher just to make it into a belly band. And these were fun. This is a fun little like hideaway spot here. You can either put photos or journaling or something in there. Super fun. And same thing over here, except for that one is not holding up very well. That one needs some glue, I think. I think it's getting, it was supposed to come down like this, but I think it's getting an interference from the binding there. Okay, this one, these are some beautiful stickers. I don't know where I got these. These were gifted to me, but I love them. This is just a text spot here. And, oops, got a little envelope here, little coin envelope. And that is just tucked in that little text spot. And our tag right here. Coffee dyed paper, punches. Now this is just a book page that I have taken ink and just smeared on the ink. Hi, Tamra. And then we have a fun little waterfall here. Whoops, if it'll work. There we go. So those just a little waterfall flip. And some more book page with some ink all over it. This is a little pull-out page here. I think this was a file folder. Yep, file folder with some pockets. So I need to get this one finished. Let's see, what else can we add in here? This is an open, oh, this is a fun book page. I love this. So it folds out like this, and then it flips up like this. And people often ask me, what can you do with these? You can do anything you'd like with these. You can add photos, you can add notes, you can add journaling. You can treat it like a little mini scrapbook, any and all of the things. Is this? Nope, it doesn't fit there. Let's see. Oh, maybe it'll go right there. That is just a little corner tuck spot. Tags are the same thing. You can add photos. You can do any of the things you want to do. Journal on them, add all the fun things. This has been a book I needed to finish up for a while, so I thought we would just jump in and see what little extra details we can add to this beautiful book that's already created. I did do a lot of decoupaging on the back. There's some stamping under there too. You can kind of see some little wispy stamps under there. And then we have some book page, they're not book page, paper ruffles is what I was trying to say. Those are just little construction paper ruffles used as some tabs. So here I want to go through and fill in some of those pockets, maybe some of the blank spots in here. It is okay to leave a page completely blank. If you are enjoying the texture of it, the print on it, any of those things, you can definitely leave blank pages. I know some people who create journals with lots of blank pages just for the purpose of journaling. Ooh, now these are pretty though. This looks really pretty on here. We could make a little pocket. I have, this one says strawberry. This one says blueberry, I think, right? Nope, mulberry. Ooh, I like that. So these are just little acetate pieces. I'm not sure where these came from. I've had them in my stash for a while. I kind of like the peach one. You could do all kinds of fun things with these as far as like stitching or making little belly bands. This one is the strawberry one. I think that looks really cute because it kind of complements the sparkly berries I got going on over there. So what do we want to do with this one? We can make this, I'm going to cut off this little piece down here. Hey, we have 7 friends watching today. How's everybody doing? How's your Wednesday going? Happy Wednesday. Hopefully a little better than mine. I almost forgot about this live today. I'm not used to being live every Wednesday twice. I was already live today in the White Rose Crafts gallery. If you caught me over there, we were doing some fun Call of the Sea stuff over there. And then I went to lunch, and then halfway through lunch, I went, oh my gosh, I've got to get a home. And of course, Mr. Frapps got me here just in time. So perfect. At least I knew what I was going to work on today. And then later tonight, well, my day is actually tomorrow, but I will be working on it all tonight. I'll be working on my boho part for the collaboration with Rach and Bella Crafts. So busy Wednesday here today. I hope you guys are all well and staying busy as well. Hello, Christy. You showed me out. Thanks, Michelle. Oh, you guys are so great. I do look forward to these Wednesdays, even though today I had a little minor lapse. Okay, so let's turn this Ryobi on. I think what this book needs at this point is some lace. I don't have any lace in here. Well, I guess I do. I have like one piece, but that's just not enough for my liking. So let's lace it up. Let's add some flowers too. I've got one flower here, but I don't have any flowers anywhere else. So I would like to add some inside the book. And here we go. We've got some lace. I've got a bunch of different colors here. I've got kind of these creamy tones going on. So I think this this peachy lace here would be really beautiful. You shared me to the Facebook groups. Thank you so much. Okay, now this one, I think it's like a 2-layered lace, or it was supposed to be kind of like this, but as you can see, I've kind of torn it apart. I love that rip sound. I don't know what it is about it that is so great, but it really, truly is. Okay. So it takes a while of these junk journals to get to the decorating part. There's, I have a lot of YouTube videos here with tips and tricks on how to make journals. I have a subscription group. I have Facebook Lives, all kinds of different ways that you can catch me during my paper crafting journeys. And I hope you will join me in some of those as well. And follow the ladies in the event today. The Artistry Collective is a small group of us that are working together. I feel so honored to be with these ladies here. If you aren't following them, please do so. Check out their channels. Check out their Facebook pages. Such a lovely group of ladies to craft with, and I am so blessed to have them here in my journey. Okay, so let's see. I just love that. Look at this beautiful image. So that one is a sticker I got from somewhere. I think it's K & Company. It was just a sticker, but I love the glitter on there. And it's not the kind of glitter that comes off, so no worries there. I know a lot of people hear glitter and they're either like, ooh, or they're like, oh. I love the glitter, though. Love it. Okay, I think I want this little piece here. We're going to go through and... this is the part of paper crafting that I love as far as being mixed media. I love what I call trimming the book. So when you get to this point, you can go through and add all of the beautiful things. You can add buttons, you can add lace and ribbons, you can add rhinestones and pearls, whatever it is to your liking. Hello and happy Wednesday, yes. Hello. Thank you so much for being here with us today. Don't forget there are other crafters after me, and they're all posted in the description box below, so definitely check that out. Everybody's going to be paper crafting today. It's totally my day. I love it. Love it. Okay, so I like to use a variety of trims. I like to use ribbons and lace and all the things. You can even use pieces of jewelry, any and all of the things to your liking. Oh, look at this beautiful. These are Prima flowers. I'm a Prima retailer or stockist, so I do usually have Prima flowers like this on hand. And then sometimes just old fake flowers go really well with your junk journaling and paper crafting fun. And I love these hydrangea flowers. I always pick these up whenever I see them. Don't be afraid to just pull them right off of their stem here. Yes, I love that we're doing paper crafting. So usually when I pull these off the stem, what I do is I take and just snip these off here. Try to get them as flat as I can and still keep the centerpiece here. So just trim this off. My Ryobi is heating up, so I will have hot glue at the ready in just a moment. So we'll get these ready to go. We're going to put some lace down, and then we're going to put a few of these beautiful flowers. Hey, Patty! Hello and welcome. Thank you so much for joining us over here on YouTube today. Let's see if the glue is good to go. It is. Okay, so when I do my lace or any of my trims, I like to do the top or the bottom first, like one end first. Just a little dab to get it in the right position here. Then I'm not fighting the battle of trying to get it in the right position all at one time. I have it just glued down there. And I do like to use hot glue for a lot of my trims, but you can use any glue that you like. Fabri-Tac is a huge favorite, Beacon 3-in-1. We just chatted about glue over on my Facebook channel yesterday for Tool Talk Tuesday. So if you didn't catch that, definitely check it out. Lots of information from everyone on all kinds of different glues. Oscar's coming in to purr. Hello, buddy. I can't play with you right now. I'm sorry. Okay. Now this little piece is kind of not looking right, so we're just going to snip it off there. There we go. Okay. And then, so this piece of paper here, there's no pocket or anything there, but it is the front cover. Some people might call it the jacket of our first signature. And a signature is just a grouping of our papers here, kind of like a chapter. So it is the jacket or the cover to that. I usually try to make them fairly similar, so it's kind of like the same paper here, but this one has green in the background, and this one has this nice kind of a whitish color. So you can leave them plain, or, you know, if you are actually doing the journaling, you might decide to put a photo there. You know, you might do some journaling there, whatever it is that you like. I'm trying to decide if I like these flowers on the inside cover here, or if I kind of like them over here. Might try to put them in a place where it's a little more plain. I like this flower here, and I don't really want to lose it. Maybe we'll put some of these flowers inside. We'll keep going. Keep doing some trimming here. I love this. Did I say that already? I think I said it a bunch of times. I'll probably say it every time I flip through here. Love this one. And I think that's what's so fun about journaling, is that you can, I think this one, we're going to lose our little background here because I'm just going to glue it closed. You can, actually, we could make it into a little pocket. Nah, we'll just glue it closed. You can do so many things with paper. Paper crafting is just so amazing in my opinion, because you can never have too many or too little things. You can, if you make a mistake, you just can cover right on over it. If a piece falls apart, you can just glue it right back on. No big deal. So forgiving. Okay, so I'm probably going to have to put something there because it looks like it does something, and it doesn't do it anymore. Ah, there's Kim. Hello, hello. You were the reminder today, Kim. I sent out telegrams. I try to do some of the things. I know sometimes you guys don't get Notifications everywhere. Let's see. Let's put a little bit of glue under here. Let's do just a little bit of hot glue. Let's put that little, I think it's like a little sticker. I'll put that back on there. Now, anytime I give away a journal or sell a journal, I always like to go back through them and do just what I'm doing now. Check that everything is finished. Now this is sewed. Is that just a double page? It is. Yeah, it's just double thickness. That's awesome. I love it. Now this one doesn't have a pocket or anything either, but it's a great place to, again, do a bunch of journaling or add photos, any of those things. But I like to go back through them and just make sure they are as finished as I'd like them to be when somebody opens the journal and can enjoy the book. Okay. Let's do, I've got this little bit lighter of a trim here, and I think I want to put it here. It's also a good thing to check if you're using book pages. I put this kind of light colored paint over this one. It's just ink, actually. Double check that the fonts and the words that are on there, whatever the story might be, is suitable for your whoever it is receiving it, because this one doesn't block out the words very much. You can still read them, and sometimes they're not appropriate. I've had that happen a couple of times. Most of the book page that I use is vintage Reader's Digest stories, but some of them are about like war times and things like that, so sometimes they can just be not very lighthearted and friendly. Still good vintage page to craft with, though. Okay, here we go. Just lay this on here. Absolutely love how that is looking. Let's see about adding a little bit of some buttons or something. Let me see what I've got in the drawer. These ones just have some pretty flowers, and these ones I think will be perfect with this book. If you're using hot glue, make sure you get all those glue strings. You can use your heat tool just to heat it up a little bit and get those right off of there. Okay, so this is the tuck spot. And this is the lace we just put down. So we'll put maybe one of these buttons. Does that look like it goes? I don't know if I like that one. Maybe this one is better. Right there. For none other than just some decorative purposes. Although we could use some of these little flowers and put the button in the center. I think I like that better. Yeah, great buttons for this book, right? Let's just put a big blob of glue. Now, a lot of times I use hot glue because it heats and dries pretty fast, holds everything in place. If you live in a place where hot glue is not permanent, feel free to use other glues. You can use, you know, any of the ones that are good for fabric. You can use all-purpose glues. There is definitely a lot of choices out there on the market. And I think this one, I'm going to take off this little piece in the center. We could have pulled it off before I glued it down, but I'm just going to pull it right out of there. Be careful, that hot glue might still be hot. And we're just going to push this button right in the center. And that will make kind of a little flippy tab in the corner of our page here. Okay. Grab some of those glue strings as I see them. And if you're hot gluing buttons, be careful, because when you press it down like this, those little circles right there, the glue will come out. And sometimes it's pretty toasty. Okay, so I like that. I like to look at things from the front, the back, the side, all of the things. I feel like that flower goes really, really well. And good buttons here to use for sure. We'll keep these out in case we want to use some more. So that just added a little bit to this book page. So this story, I'm not sure what the story is, but it's not anything inappropriate. So except for it says that he's smoking a pipe there, but we we definitely could make a little pocket or something over that if we didn't want it to say that. We can use our paper and go in here. We could make a pretty little tag and put something in there. So I'll consider that as I go through here. This one, I feel like it needs a pretty little trim as well. This one is a thicker one. Maybe I want this one to be on the other side. Yeah. So this one, I'm going to turn it upside down just because it's easier for me to glue it this way. I think I want this one here. And when you're putting this on, you can easily put ruffles. Let's do a ruffle on this one. You can do these just as tabs as well. So I'm just going to put a little blob of glue. That's always how I start my trims. I like to just glue one section like I've already said. Just get it in the right position, and then I'm not fighting the location the rest of the gluing. Okay, so since we've got that on there, it's still a little bit tacky, and that's okay. I'm going to go ahead. This is the piece I'm working with. It's just a scrap here. So I can scrunch as much as I can go. I usually don't trim off the end until I'm done ruffling. So then I'll just put a little glue strip like this. Use my silicone brush and just kind of bunch it up. And when it's not totally burn your fingers off hot anymore, I will use my fingers to kind of scrunch it in place. Now, if you use those finger protectors, you can do the scrunching that way as well. My brain does not seem to work with those finger protectors, so I use my silicone brush. Okay, and you can see how it's starting to ruffle like this, just pulling some little pleats. You can keep going as much or as little as you like. You can use, the whole page, and you can put some glue on the other side of here and kind of fold these over to kind of help the ruffles a bit, help it lay flat. Remember, it is going to close and lay flat, so keeping that dimension in mind, we'll put another strip of glue here and pull in our little pleats and stick it down. Now, if you are somebody who likes to sew, you can definitely really easily do these pleats and ruffles on your sewing machine as well. I do a little bit of both, and sometimes when I've got them like this, I might still go over and just run a stitch line. This is a slip spine, so the page will easily come out, and I can add some stitching as long as I keep this glue fairly flat. So that it doesn't interfere with my sewing machine. Then when you get to the bottom, you can kind of decide if you want it to be more pleated or if you want it to be more flat here. I think I'm going to do just a little bit more ruffle right there. Okay, get my finger out of it. And pull this glue right off the silicone brush, which is why I love working with a silicone brush. Okay, then we'll pull off this extra. Where did I get the buttons? I think those ones came from Temu. Okay, so let's see. Now let's look at it from the way it's going to be. Now see, our ruffles will hang out here a little bit, but I think that's okay. I think it adds here. And I do have a little metal closure that this ribbon is going to tie with. It's another piece sort of like this one. I just have to remember where I put it. And since I've been changing the craft room all around, everything is not where I remember it being, so. Okay, and that one is the pocket we just did. I think I do want to put a thinner trim on that one. Let's see, we can do, I don't want to cover up those strawberry words, but I do think this little trim will just work nicely right there. Is that the whole thing? No, that's just a little page here. Okay, so for me, sometimes I need to have a bigger contrast. I have a really hard time seeing green. And this whole book is mostly green and white. Okay, so let's just put a little bit of glue here at the end. And we can start our lace there. I do still want to be able to see that it says strawberry though. There we go. And then this, we'll make sure it's only gluing to one page. We can just go right down here. So paper crafting can include a lot of things. It can include your junk journalers, your scrapbookers, your mini book makers, your card makers. It can also include things like origami. Paper crafting is so many things. You just got tons of buttons and bling from there yesterday. Yes. I don't get a lot of things from there. Honestly, some of the things I've gotten from there, I haven't been very impressed with. But I do get some things, and I know it's kind of the craze right now. Everybody's ordering from there. I tried to get more vintage things for my books, kind of things that are one-off that not everybody can get, but I do like to get some of these kinds of things, just little embellishments and accents. I'm kind of an embellishment junkie. I love them. Okay, so this is another book page. And that one, I put that sticker on. Where was the one I just decorated? That one I made into a little pocket like this. This one is a fold out, and I haven't put much on there yet. So let's add some trim to this fold out real quick. On the inside here, there's not much to cover, so I might do something like this little bit of lace in here, and then when it lays against that, it'll just look really nicely. So when you do, if you have a page that folds in or out, just make sure where the lace is going to wind up so you don't cover up things you don't want to. And so that it's still functioning. I'm going to stretch this just a bit because it's kind of laying weird. All right. Go ahead and push this down. A little blob at the top. And where did my silicone brush go? There it is. Kind of flatten that out. Okay. More glue to hold this lace together. And also, another thing when you're doing a fold out like this, make sure you are sure that it's dry before you put it back together, folded together, because if it's still sticky, it'll stick everything together, and that's not a good thing. So I usually take this silicone brush, really helps to get the stickiness off of it and make everything flat. All right, look at that. I love that. What do you guys think? I think that's like the perfect color. Now, laces and trims are one of those things that can be a little tricky to get a hold of too. You can find them in most of your hobby craft stores, Michael's, Joann's, all those things. You can find vintage stuff sometimes at thrift stores and yard sales. And a good place I like to recruit them from is clothing. Especially vintage clothing. I think I'm going to put this doubled here. I love that. I think that little touch of pink with the peach is going really well. So if you are, if you have thrift stores in your area, check them out in the clothing section too, because sometimes there are things you can, little girls' lace clothing, little dresses and things like that. You can get a lot of lace off of those, and lace is pretty pricey. I was looking the other day at Joann's, And just some of the trims I was looking at were like $13 and $14 a yard. And I personally like the more vintage ones as well. But, you know, you use your own clothes too. I'm not saying to go into your closet and start shredding things up, but if you have a scarf you don't wear anymore, you can acquire the fabrics from that. If you have, you know, maybe something with holes or something that's not your style anymore, those kinds of things, something with a stain, you can definitely repurpose them. And I think that is my favorite part of junk journaling, is being able to repurpose things. Okay, I love that. I love that double lace on there. And then this page is, the rest of it is, you know, you could put photos or maybe an inspirational quote, depending on whatever this book will be used for, maybe some recipes or something like that. And then back here, we won't want to forget back there. Like I said, look at your projects from all angles. We could easily put in a little pocket or something right here, or just cover up some of this lace with just a piece of cardstock so that it can be, this page can then be used to write on, or again, put some recipe cards, photos, or any of those things. We could make a little, I think I like it with this little flip here. So let's go ahead and glue that in. And I'm not going to glue it as a pocket, because if you try to do it as a pocket, it's going to hit this lace and it's probably just going to be a frustration. So we'll just go ahead and glue it down. And I might just put a little touch of hot glue over this lace, just to make sure it holds in place while this other glue is drying. Center-ish. I'm not a huge measurer, but you know, somewhere that it looks pleasing to the eye. So then this will just also provide some thickness and sturdiness to our flat page, and will be a great way to have more of a place for writing or photos there, even over that lace. So we get the best of both worlds. We get to have this lace, and we get to still have a place to use here. Okay. I was going to say that was looking crooked for a minute, but it's because it's a slipped spine, so it can kind of look however it wants to look. This is the back page of our signature, and this is our inside of the back cover. I love this here. I probably will use some Nuvo drops on these just to provide some gloss and shine, a little extra texture and dimension. So let's see if we can find a spot to put in some of these extra flowers that I found out here. This one, I think I do want to provide some trim there. So let's do this trim. I think this trim will be great. You don't have to put trim on every single page. It is addictive though. It's hard sometimes to know when to stop. I love it. That's why I usually will use a couple different trims, because sometimes I'll start putting trims, and before I know it, I've trimmed like almost every page. I guess one thing to be said too, for the pages that you fold like this, it's hard to put a trim on this fold line because it's got to move and function. So, I mean, you could put some trim that hangs over a little bit, but just make sure that it still is functional, however it is that you've created it. And that, I think, is also another thing I love about bookmaking. There's so many fun ways you can create. How's everybody doing? It's evening where most of you are. Any good dinner plans? I'm on the West Coast, so we just finished up with lunch. Kids are still in school, just getting out of school, so it's a good time to be inside, not behind those bus drivers that are out there delivering kids home from school. Yes, we are still in school session here, but it's not hot, so we don't have, you know, kids worried about being too hot or anything like that. Your daughter's cooking tonight. Well, that's nice. I always love any meal I don't have to cook. All right, let's put this little flower down here. Can you guys see? There we go. Okay, and there's a hole in the center where I took that little piece out, so I'm going to really be careful when I glue. If you've never had a Ryobi burn before, you won't forget it, so that's why I'm pretty cautious when I'm gluing. It is Blister City for sure. All right, let's get another one of these lovely little buttons. This one has some more peachy colors, so let's see what we can find. Ooh, I think this one's pretty. It's just the greenery. Oh no, it's got like a little blue flower on there. Does it focus? Is it kind of blue? That would be pretty on there or somewhere. I have kind of a mixture of buttons in here, ones I've collected over time. This one's kind of cool. I kind of like this one. Let's do this one. And again, watch those little holes in the center. Now I know some people like to put string through their buttons, and like thread, and tie it, and that is a really cute look. So if you like to do that, go for it. I think I like this one for this book. I'm going to find a place to put it in there. Oh, see, now look at this. I love this. This was just kind of a happy accident, but this page is shorter than this page. So when I've got my flower right here down in the corner and this one closes, you can still see the flower, and I love that. It gets to decorate more than just one page, which is beautiful. Okay. Another big part of my paper crafting adventures is including metals. I like to add eyelets and brads and all of the things, and I do that to almost all of my tags for whole reinforcement and just for aesthetic. I love the look of it. Okay, so that's a 3/16 eyelet. We're going to use my Crop-A-Dile here. One of my favorite tools. I do have YouTube videos on using your Crop-A-Dile, tips for using your Crop-A-Dile, how to use it, all the things. So see how much prettier that, I just think it adds so much pretty interest. You can get them in all kinds of colors, and usually just typically 2 sizes, either 3/16 or 1/8 inch, which is a little bit smaller. So we'll add those to any of our tags that we have here. And that is another great finishing detail you can do, is just adding eyelets to these holes here. We could also add buttons over these holes, but the eyelets will lay a little flatter, and we've already got some buttons there. So we'll just try to keep a good variety of things, which provides so much fun interest when people are flipping through the journal. This is a Rach and Bella Crafts digital design. That was just a printable. Let's see, let's find a little tag here. When I have extra scraps of paper, I like to cut them in 1.5 inch, 2 inch, or 2.5 inch strips and use this punch to make tags. There we go. You can make a variety of different styles of tags, different tops up here. You can trim them like kind of more like a warehouse tag if that's the look that you like. Let's see, how much shorter than this do we need? We'll go ahead and I think I'm just going to tear this off. This book is pretty clean edges, but a torn edge is always still fine. Let's see what that looks like when it pokes in here. One thing to keep in mind when you're trying to decide the height of certain things is where in your book it's going to sit. Now this page can move up and down, so it's going to be fine. But we could make it a little bit shorter because it's hanging off of this page quite a lot. So we'll just go ahead and tear another little piece off of here. And I think we'll leave it just like that. And let's add another eyelet. Hello, Miss Linda. How are you today? Thanks for joining us. Okay, there is our beautiful little eyelet. And not much decorative going on here, but we could add trim. This is a tuck spot, so we don't want to put anything that's going to interfere from the functionality, but we could decorate the tag some. We could add some trim down here on this one. This one opens in as well, and I don't have anything on there yet. So we could use this tag and make a little foldy thing. Can do any of the things. Flips, folds, all the things. What are these? These are little labels. More paper here. Let's put a trim on this one. I feel like it's been a little while, and we can put another trim. Let's see. We've got a little bit of a white edge here. See how that's got that white edge? And we can go ahead and put our trim right there, so we're not missing out on any of the print on this side, and we're not missing out on the print on the other side. So those are the opportunities I look for in my my printed pages. Now I'm a right-hander, so I want this to flip out this way, the lace to go that way. I'm a right-hander, and usually I've noticed I put my trims on the more on the right side, so putting one on the left-hand side is good too. I try to be aware of that and put them kind of a good mix of both, but sometimes I miss, and when I go through my books, I'm like, oh, yep, there it is, right side, right side, right side. I definitely live in a right-handed world. Okay, and then see how this lace just kind of looks against this other lace that we've already got there? I love that. Oscar the cat is back to visit. Hello, Oscar. I'm still live, buddy. Can't hold you right now. All right, press this lace on in there. And then we'll take this and just press it down really good. Now, I don't seem to have any issues with my lace staying put, but like I said, if you live in those more hot and humid areas, hot glue is not always the permanent answer. If it's reheated, it will kind of melt. So just keep that in mind when you're using hot glue. I love my hot glue, though. And see, look how pretty this looks on this side, too. And then when you close it, we've got all these beautiful layers and trims. And I love that. Love, love, love that. All right, here's another spot to put an eyelet. That way they all match. Usually, if I start using eyelets, I'll try to continue throughout the whole book. That way it has a more cohesive feel and look. This is the, I forget what they call it. It's a Prima line, the Prima paper line. And this one, this tag here has been dry embossed, so use embossing folder. Go ahead and tuck this right back into its little place here. And then I've used K & Company stickers. I think that's where most of those came from. Oh, I love that little pop of button there. It just goes perfectly. Okay, and this one we created a pocket. It's still gluing though, so I'm gonna wait to put anything in it. This one we can create another similar pocket, page. I've got pockets on the brain now. Like we did the other one. We'll just put this lace strip, and then we'll put a little flower and a button. And I think it still looks fine here. I love how this one has the stitching in between, so it's something a little different. Press this down. I've been cleaning through my craft room, and I found I have a whole box of books like this that I've made, and they're all like a few steps from being finished. I think the reason why is because then when I finish them, I have to decide what to do with them. Do I sell them? Do I keep them? Do I provide them as gifts? What do I do with them? But they really should have a life beyond just being in a messy craft room or living in the box that they're in right now. So some of those hard choices will be happening soon. Okay, I'm going to go ahead and just peel this off before I start to glue. I'll take this little center thing out. And then we'll put this down here, and I'm going to use this one with the blue. I think those little pops of blue will go well with some of the other little berries that we've got going on in here. Okay, a little glue there, a little more glue here. And you can see I've got these petals kind of going in different directions and hanging over the page, kind of like a little tab. And glue this one up here. And we'll glue our button in place. And that is so pretty. I love that. Got our trim. Once your strip of lace is dry here, just run your fingers across of it. Get any, make sure it's dry before you do that. But get any of those extra glue strings off, and if it clumped up a little bit, you can kind of feel that and take it off too. Okay. Love that. It does add a little bit of bulk when you're using lace and ruffles and flowers and buttons. But this book is really not a gatory book, so I think it's okay. You can also add any of those lace and things to the spine here. You could add buttons up here on your little binding pieces. We could make a little dangle here. Let's see, I've got some beautiful fibers, I think, that are in the right colors. Now they're kind of in a big wad of a mess because the way they were wrapped was not very blind lady friendly. They were all in this big twist, and I suppose if I understood it a little better, maybe it would have been fine. But anyways, it just kind of came off like it did. So we're just going to go with it. So I'm going to make this about these lengths here. And we'll just cut a couple different strands, different colors that we've got going on here. So we've got kind of this red, like purpley maroon kind of a color, some greens, some blues. Now, when some people make their dangles, they make them with lace, they make them with fibers, ribbons, beads, all the things. You can use what you have, and I think that is what the best thing is about junk journaling. You can really just find a wide variety of things. Open your junk drawer, see what you have. Old game pieces, pieces of broken jewelry, all kinds of things. Okay, I'm just going to cut a few strands here, and eventually I'm going to get to the point in this lovely pile of fibery stuff that I've got going, and I'm gonna have this big chopped up mess, but that's all right. It's like spaghetti. I'm just giving it a haircut, but I'm not actually using it the way that it's supposed to be used, but that's okay. Then I have some of these other ones. These ones were fancy ones from Stampin' Up. I don't usually buy these, but these were just in my stash. I don't know why I have them, so I'm going to use them though. Let's see, this one. I don't know if they still sell these or not, but it is an expensive way to get yarn, that's for sure. But they are kind of cool. You can get some different colors, but go down the yarn aisle, look in your thrift store for different yarns and ribbons, and just get some different trims. Okay. Different links here. I don't know, maybe this one might be okay. And some of those, it'll add a little pop of color. You can add, like I said, you can add as many or as few as you'd like. I'm just going to do a few here, and then we'll tie it in the center, and we'll put a bulb pin around it. And you can add charms or beads or buttons, any of the things. And it just provides a little of some junk journal jewelry or book jewelry. This one's all tangled up too. See, this is something I'm definitely not good at. All right. What is going on? See, it's all twisted on here, and it's just... That's old. You have that. Yeah. So pull it out, though. It's perfect for paper crafting. Perfect for junk journaling. And it could be that it's so old. Maybe I got it in a vintage, in a package of something from the thrift store. Because I get a lot of old paper crafting things from the... Okay. What is going on? We're just going to tear this in half, and the stuff is going to come out. There we go. Oh my gosh. Here I am providing your comedy for your Wednesday. You're welcome. All right, there we go. I got it all untangled though. And we'll just add it in because it's going to provide just a little bit of those colors that we have. It's funny, I've seen people that are just recently starting their paper crafting journey, and they're like, where do we get eyelash trim? I'm like, go to the yarn aisle. They're like, yarn? I don't want a yarn. I'm like, yes, you do. If you buy it as a spool of yarn rather than fibers or something from somewhere else, you will pay a lot less, that's for sure. I remember in my scrapbooking days, some of my friends and I we would each buy a skein of eyelash trim, and we would kind of go through about half of it and share. That way we wouldn't have a whole skein of the same color, and we could have 2 colors. All right, let's do this light green. I said light green. Ooh, or maybe, do I want light green or do I want this green? There we go. Yes, this green goes. Okay. Eileen, you're not on the replay, my friend. We are live on YouTube. Hello, friend. Hello. Eileen just went, what happened? The video's saying my name. Okay, so now we've got these. We could put in a little piece of lace, or we can pin the lace, which is what I usually like to do. There's lots of different ways to do this. You can tie a little loop. You can just tie them in a knot, which is what I'm going to do right now, provided I can get all of my strands to cooperate here. Sorry, Mr. Frapps' office is right outside the door. He's got a phone call. Here we go. So we're just going to tie it in a little knot. And then it's just going to hang like this. Hi, Dee Dee. Okay. And then we can use our bulb pin. Like this. And press it right through that knot that we just created. And then this, since I have a slipped spine, is just going to hang right here. And it'll just add some little extra fun and dimension to the side of our book. Now, honestly, you didn't have to do anything there. If you're not a beader, you don't have to bead. There we go. Okay, if you have little charms and buttons and little sequins and all of the things, this is another Buttons Galore piece. And I love Buttons Galore. I am a retailer for them as well. Oh, that's a little flat back. I thought it might have a shank that I could put in there. But it doesn't. That's okay. That's okay. We'll just go ahead and put some of these buttons. Now you can clip this somewhere while you're working. So we'll just maybe pierce it right here without piercing my fingers, hopefully. Did I actually get it through there? No. Okay, there we go. And you can put on any kind of little buttons and charms and beads that you want to put on or that you can get to put on, considering this fibers is this big. Now, like I said, there's lots of ways to make dangles. This isn't always the way I make my dangles, but it is a very fun way to do it, provided I can. Okay. Yep, let's use the tweezers. And I'm going to turn this off because that's really hot. You can create lots of different looks on your books. Okay, here we go. So I've got it through there, and I'm going to go back through the diagonal hole there so that the button just kind of finds its way to hang on there. You don't want your dangles to be too heavy. Otherwise, things just won't stay. And if you want that to stay more towards the top, like this is, you can just create a knot. Hopefully the knot is big enough, it won't go through the hole. There we go. And it just creates a little spot of resistance there, so it won't slide all the way down. Sounds so like official. This one probably will not work because it's such a thin hole. Although those strands that I just put on, these ones, maybe it'll work on there because that is thinner thread. Let's see, we want it to go up there and down there. So use our little tweezers. If you don't have a pair of tweezers, they come in so handy. I like these ones. These ones are old. They're Mrs. Grossman's ones, but you can still buy this style. And usually in the sewing areas of big hobby craft stores. You might also find them in the health sections, health and beauty sections. They're great for getting out slivers and those kinds of things and doing just fine detail work. Which the fine detail work, as most of you know, is not my forte. Let's see. So if I have a tool that will do it for me, it's fabulous. There we go. We got it. We got it. And, you know, you can put these at all different lengths on here. So that had a little knotted spot. So I'm probably going to go up to the next little knotted spot, try to get this thread through there. And that is just about my time, you guys. Let's put this one on, and then I'll clip it on, and you guys can see what it's like. Be sure to follow all the ladies in our Artistry Collective here. It's a very small group right now, and I'm loving that. There's no drama. Everyone's so supportive and just lots of fun and kindness, and it's wonderful. I can't wait to see everyone else's paper crafting today. All right, I'm going to close this before I tip out all of the buttons. Now, I thought I'd be able to get this last button on there. Come on, go, 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 go. All right, well, it doesn't want to go on, but okay, let me show you how this just clips on real quick, and it just adds some decoration to the spine of our book. And I will keep adding some buttons and beads and charms to this and making it be a little more finished as we go along. But you guys can see that's my book, and we've done some trimming. So go check out Michelle over at Design and Vine. All the links are in the description box below. Not above. That's Facebook. YouTube is below. Go check it out. And thank you guys so much for being with me here today on this YouTube live. If you haven't subscribed, please like, subscribe, comment, share, do all of the things. And I'll see you next Wednesday here on the Artistry Collective.